guys, it's Geneva Stallion. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're going to do a review of House of the Dragon episode 2. It was a good episode overall. I really liked it. I don't think I liked it more than the first one, but I have to say there were some moments I was like, oh my god, this episode is so good. So there were some highlights in the episode which I appreciate. So first and foremost, let's judge the entry. So the entry of the episode, such as Game of Thrones, they use the same song, the same music. I love that. In the first episode, I do see that the entry was a little bit different. The songs and the music soundtrack were a little bit different until the end credits. Then the Game of Thrones music was brought back. Instead of seeing the different houses and King's Landing, and we do see Dragonstone, of course, King's Landing, a lot of stone, and then blood circulating. The blood becomes the key to open up new path, basically. So it's really cool. I really loved it until they get to the symbol of the dragon and their and the house. So it's all focused on this house, which we know it's focused on the house of the dragon. So that's what the entry would represent. I have to say the opening scene just shows that nothing has changed despite Rhaenyra being awarded with the throne, in a sense that she's been selected as the heir. In the end, her life didn't change. She's still serving wine, and she's still not participating in the political discussion. She wants to introduce herself in the political discussion. She wants to talk about it. She wants to give ideas, but she's not allowed to because, of course, because of her status. So despite being selected as the heir, it doesn't matter. She's still not part of the political discussion. But we do see her mission, and we do see her wanting to be part of it, and also her capacity. She's absolutely capable to be part of a conversation. I love that they highlighted that fact. I will say they gave her the first assignment, and the first assignment already was a little bit interesting, even because it was tense. She made a nice selection, but in the eyes of the others it wasn't, or at least in the eyes of the Hand of the King and the Otto Hightower. So he kind of questioned her choice, even though it was the best choice logically speaking, but not a smart one on a political standpoint, and recommendations and favors. Of course, the person that she selected was the best for the job. She was the most capable, but he didn't have the same name as the others, but he had the experience. So the experience is much more valuable than a name. So I will say that something is going on between two. Kristen Cole, so it's a very interesting character. I don't know much about him. I'm not sure if he's going to have some type of relationship with her. They are starting pointing out a relationship. I'm not sure how that's going to play out in the future, but I'm not sure if he's going to have an attraction towards her or vice versa. They will have both an attraction. It's kind of interesting. I would love to see that in the future. I would say that in the next best highlight is the conversation between Rhaenyra and Rhaenys, which is the queen that was meant to be, but it wasn't meant to be. She's the cousin of the king, and she was not selected to be queen, even though she was the next in line. This show focuses a lot on patronizing the female characters and patriarchal society, more so than Game of Thrones for some reason. I don't know, because in Game of Thrones I'm so used to the Stark family, who did give a lot of value of their women, of the females in the families. They had a lot of power. They're almost equal to the males, in my opinion, at least so far. I feel they give a lot of weight to the daughters of the Stark family. So I'm not used to Game of Thrones shows women's victimhood and how they're mistreated, especially through Sansa and the prostitutes that we see. But we also see very strong women. They kind of navigate that world. Now in here, right now, of course, we see women navigating, but more so we see people succumb to it, mostly abide to the rules. And Rhaenys kind of is one of them. There's different types of women in Game of Thrones. Here, they're kind of the same right now. Like, they're all kind of succumbing to this system and to the wantings of the people, the men in power at the moment. Rhaenyra is trying to detach from that. I mean, she hasn't, I would say in the beginning, like I said, she represented the usual woman that bites to the willingness of the man. in power, but maybe middle point on, then she does take an action, was very brave, that signals that she's not going to abide to anything, any dictation, anything that's dictated to her anymore, because she's there to the throne, so she should have make some decisions. So she disobeyed the king. She actually intervened in a situation that was kind of weird, actually, in which Damon took an egg from her, and an egg that belonged to her, lost brother, basically, that passed away, and she felt connected to that egg. It felt a personal matter, so she decided to intervene and get the egg herself and bring her dragon to and show power. She brought herself with the dragon as a sign of power, and that kind of signals also when we see a shot of the other dragon looking at her dragon. It almost looks like there's gonna be a big fight between these two dragons, I feel. It was kind of interesting how he looked at her. I do foresee there's going to be some type of relationship. I think he likes her, actually. I don't know if he's in love with her, but definitely likes her. At the same time, he envies her because she's there, and she took it from him in a sense. But he admires her courage, and also I feel like a little bit of sympathy towards him in this episode, because he feels mistreated and disregarded, but he still has some form of respect towards the king. There was a moment in which he represented the head of the House Valerian, in which he was basically judging the king, and harshly, and he defended him. He said, only I can say hard things about the king, not you. Like, only I can judge him, and not yourself, because you're a servant. I'm his brother. So I found that very interesting. So he has a conflict between his love and admiration for the king, also, say, because he took everything from him, in a sense, his aspiration, his ambition. So he got upset. So I'm still surprised that he hasn't thought of courting Rhaenyra or his niece, because in fact it's the best way to get the throne, through her. So I'm surprised he didn't get that far yet, or he didn't get to that, but I have a feeling that he will. So like I said, that scene was amazing. And going back to the conversation with Rhaenys, I will say that Rhaenyra showed a part of herself that it was I didn't expect that so soon. It was kind of interesting, because she felt so courageous and brave and sure of herself and confident. I love that about her. Then we see one of the other scenes that I loved was their shock when her father decided to marry the Hightower. Alicent Hightower is going to be a great an important character in the future, and she's going to provide children to him, and that will be interesting, and that will create a lot of conflict in the realm, because if he has boys, and we know he will, of course, they will kind of be prioritized over her, even though she's the eldest, but she's a woman. So I love this episode overall. I actually cannot wait for the next episode. I saw the promo immediately afterwards, and oh my god, it's so promising. And so far, Daemon is one of my favorite ones so far. He's the most complex character, Rhaenyra. I definitely admire her. I think she's still in development. Daemon is already developed. He's already, like, he's already a defined character, I would say. He might surprise us, but Rhaenyra is still a work in progress, I feel, because she's the youngest. She's young, so we're expecting more from her, in a sense, and more changes over time. But anyway, guys, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought of this episode, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.